So whenever Adagnister came out into the TCG, a lot of people thought that it was going to be a very strong deck. Unfortunately, things just didn't work out that way. The deck didn't quite have what it took to be a tier 1 deck. But the deck is getting more support in Lightning Overdrive, and it's absolutely insane. The support is so good. It jumps it up potentially multiple tiers. It's crazy. I think it's a bit of a toss-up as to which deck is going to be better, Adagnister or Code Talker. But I am here to show you guys some combos with Adagnister so that you guys can see just what I mean as to why this deck is so good. I will be breaking it up into multiple videos though, because I just have that many combos. So in this video, we are going to be concentrating on the Darkfluid combos. So let's get into those. Previously, the biggest issue with this deck was that you needed multiple cards in order to do your combos, usually Ignister Island plus an Achachi or a Picari. It is the exact opposite now. All of the combos in this video, excluding one, can be done with either a single copy of Picari or Achachi. The other 4 cards in your hand can be whatever you want them to be. It doesn't matter. Achachi and Picari are both functionally Stratos with the new support. Additionally, the Link 1 can be placed over Picari or Achachi in order to grab the field spell, so a single copy of either of those is both a monster search and the search for the field spell. So what we're looking to do with that is twofold. We're looking to utilize Link 2s for the Cyberse typing that allow you to +1, as well as set up our graveyard, both with more level 4 or lower Adagnister monsters, but also with Cyberse Synchro, Xyz, and Ritual monsters. So we want to fill up our graveyard with level 4 or lower Adagnister monsters because we're capable of bringing them all back through the effect of Dark Templar Adagnister. And with the Link 1, we can use that in tandem with Dark Templar in order to allow Dark Templar to bring back 3 Adagnister monsters. This helps set up our board and lets us get into several high Link rating boss monsters. The Synchro, Xyz, and Ritual monster is specifically to allow our Darkfluid to gain counters. If we have all 3 in the graveyard, Darkfluid will gain 3 counters. And what this does is Darkfluid during the battle phase will gain 2,500 for each counter on it. Outside of the battle phase, as well as within it, it also makes Darkfluid Apollosa, meaning you can remove one of those counters to negate a monster effect. It doesn't come up very often, but during the battle phase, if it negates a monster effect, it'll also get an additional attack. This also lets us take advantage of the card Elphys. It's a Link 2 monster for Cyberse that brings back a Cyberse monster when it's linked off. However, the monster brought back cannot be used for a Link summon, but by going into a card like our Mathmech Xyz, we still are able to plus all of it. This is also why we run a single copy of Water Leviathan Adagnister. It's because we can send it off of Bururu in order to get it engraved, just to give our Darkfluid an additional counter. There's no actual way to summon it, it's literally just a card to send off in order to make our boards a little bit stronger. So this next combo here is done with just a Picari. I wanted to show this combo because your combos can start with either Achachi or Picari. It doesn't matter, they both functionally do the same thing, since Picari can search for your When I First Met You, and When I First Met You can then search the Achachi, as opposed to Achachi just going ahead and searching Picari. They're functionally the same combos. And if you notice, all 4 of these starting combos all go to about the same exact point before they start to differentiate a little bit, and that's at the point where you get out your Dark Templar and functionally end up with 4 cards underneath it being your Link 1 and the 3 cards that you brought back. From there, how you end the board is kind of up to you, but you will always be ending on When I First Met You in hand for next turn, a 3-negate Firewall Darkfluid, and a Wind Pegasus in the graveyard, plus an additional piece of support, depending on your personal preference. So all the previous fields were done with either a Picari or an Achachi, but what happens when you get to both? or a card that allows you to get to both? The answer is your fields get a bit better. You don't have to search when I first met you if you start with Achichi and Picari. So instead, you're going to search Idol Reborn. This is a quick play monster reborn for the Adagnister archetype. Idol Reborn is going to function as an additional extender within your combos. But thanks to the effect of Doyon, you're also going to get it back. And since it is a quick play monster reborn, you can use it on the opponent's turn. Or you can wait and use it back on your turn. But I like to use it on the opponent's turn, since you can bring back a Doyon, and then the Doyon can bring back your Achichi, then you can link off the Doyon on your turn and grab back your Idol Reborn. Functionally, it lets you loop kind of endlessly with your own cards by playing through your graveyard. Your combo itself also lets you end on an additional boss monster. Our remaining combos are all easy one-card OTKs. The first of these combos is a very good one to know, as it is very minimalistic and will give you an access code talker with 4300 attack that can attack twice and has, at minimum, 3 pops. Additionally, you'll be getting 2 of your cards back, so if your OTK for some reason fails, you'll be able to play through on your next turn, or just kind of continue extending and go for some negates. Or continue trying to get the damage on board needed to go for game. Now, knowing our previous combo, this is almost definitely overextending, but let's see how much damage we can get on board with a single Achichi or Picari. Now, this combo could actually come up, because we're going to be getting so much damage on board in a single attack that we're going to be able to go for game even if our opponent has a 3000 attacker on board in attack mode. So leaving a link monster on board could just spell instant death for our opponent. Additionally, we're going to do a combo very similar to our going first combos, so we're going to be able to get out our Wind Pegasus Adagnister and pop at least 2 back row. Additionally, we are going to be able to get so much damage off on just this one combo that we can OTK our opponent even if we used something like a Prosperities, which causes our opponent to take half damage for the rest of the turn. We can even Prosperities for 6 if we choose to do a little less damage and not go for the transcode talker. But total damage, thanks to our double attacking transcode and our double attacking Firewall Dragon Darkfluid, is 27,600. Now, the previous combo is not always possible to do. In order to successfully pull off that combo, you're going to need to place your Dark Templar on the rightmost extra monster zone. The reason that you need to do this is because the Adagnister Link 1 will move itself to the zone that it points to, and that's why you're able to bring back 3 monsters. That said, if you are not able to use the rightmost extra monster zone, you can still do an absolutely absurd amount of damage by using the leftmost monster zone, and that's what this combo is. We're still going to do the same combo that we did previously up until the point that we get our Dark Templar in the leftmost monster zone. Then, instead of doing any of the stuff like going into Transcode Talker or anything like that, we're just going to quickly overlay into our Update Jammer and then go into our Firewall Dragon Darkfluid. Total damage here is 21,000. Thanks for watching the video. Tell me in the comments section down below what you'd like to see next, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.